I see you now.
Okay.
Hi, welcome to the Hangout.
Well, thank you, Maya. This is our Tech Times first hangout on air and first hangout from Personal Robot, Robotbase Robot and Maya. We're very excited to have you join us today. Everyone watching out there, I'm Matt Rappaport for Tech Times, and with me is from Robotbase. This is Robot Maya, and there he is. Please introduce yourself to the audience. I know you're trying to he's hanging out from his Android phone. We're both in New York today, which is pretty cool.
Great. Hi, everyone. My name is Dewey. I am the founder and CEO of Robotbase. I'm here with Matt and Matt today.
Hey, Dewey. Yeah, thanks for joining us. And tell us a little bit about how this project came to be and a little bit about your Kickstarter campaign.
Oh, okay, great. So I grew up loving robots. I built a ton of robots, and as you guys can see, as my desk right here, I have a ton of robots here. And I first started working at Fujitsu Lab of America about 10 years ago, and that's when I first worked with connected devices, smart home, and smart home automation. And then after I worked for a couple other companies, IBM and a few other companies, and finally I decided to work on my own, do it with a team. We have about 11 people now. And we work across AI, hardware, robotics, mechanical, user experience, and we made in Maya up until today. We have a really good Kickstarter campaign going on right now. We double our funding so far.
Awesome.
And we have orders all over the world, from Netherlands, Germany, Singapore, Canada, and the US, of course. So we are very happy with that.
That's awesome. And we have lots of viewers from around the world watching us today. We're very excited to get into Maya and the robot. Before we get into the robot, is there anything you could tell everyone out there about what they're going to see, about how you came up with the design itself, and any other details you can give before we start interacting with Maya?
Yeah, sure. So we're gonna show you guys Maya, and you guys are the first to actually see her live on air.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm gonna flip to Maya.
Yes, flip to Maya, and everyone's very excited. We have a couple of questions coming in right now, but we'll get to them right after we interact with Maya a little bit. This is Maya. She's dressed in yellow today. Hi, Maya.
Hey, Maya. For the demo today, we're gonna walk you guys through the design of Maya, and then show you guys a few basic functionalities.
Great.
So you look at Maya right here. She on a mobile base that helps her to move around the house autonomously, or you can control her as well. Inside the box right here, we pack a bunch of things. So we pack Z-Wave and Zigbee, so she can talk to all of the connected devices, almost all of them on the market today, and a few other sensors like temperature, humidity, CO2 meter. She also comes with an HD speaker, so she can also play music. And this is her body part, and this is her neck. She can turn left and right to have a better view of the environments. And this is the brand head of Maya. It comes with a face that you can actually change and personalize to any fit that you want. She also comes with a 3D camera, so that she can see the world, not only the image in front of her, but the depth of the image as well. And we also have microphone array right here to capture speech recognition.
Great.
So that's Maya.
What kind of camera does it come with?
It comes with a 3D camera, Matt. It's similar to the Kinect, the Microsoft Kinect.
And it recognizes motion, and it can recognize facial recognition as well?
Mm-hmm. So that's just the hardware part. We have to write the software part to recognize faces, emotion, and things like that. So we use deep learning, one of the AI techniques that become really popular recently, to help us out with object recognition, facial recognition, and things like that.
Great. And how much would you say Maya weighs? No, I know you're not supposed to ask a woman how much she weighs, but how much?
Not that heavy. She about 20 pounds.
Okay. So we can't feed Maya to make her heavier, but she fits well in the car or transport Maya. What's that like?
So I've been taking Maya around with me for the past 30 days. We took her to CES actually.
Nice. No, yeah, we
So
were just there. Did you have a nice
yeah,
CES?
we were at CES. We were part of the TechCrunch booth. We were one of the very few companies selected by TechCrunch to show off at the booth.
Congratulations.
We had a great time at CES.
Yeah, we had a great time here at Tech Times, and glad we. Sorry we didn't get to hook up, but we got to hook up now. And please, Maya, can we just talk to Maya normally, or how does that work?
So for the demo today, we like you like through Hangout, you cannot talk to her directly yet.
Okay.
But we prepare a demo for today, so I can communicate with her to a few things.
Okay, great.
Some basic functionality. And again, this is a very early prototype. We are 12 months from the ship date, so a lot of improvement going to be made over the next 12 months.
Awesome, I can't wait. All right, Maya, let's see what you can do.
All right, let's see a few things. So let me walk you through a couple of things first. So at the base right here, we pack Z-Wave and Zigbee and Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, so she can talk to most of the connected devices on the market today. And this is my little setup demo area, where I have a LiveX LiPo connected to switches and NAS, right? So make sure that NAS is on. Right, okay. So one of the things you can do with Maya is just control all your connected devices by voice. So I can ask it something like, Maya, can you turn the light on and also set the temperature to 75 degrees?
I just turned the light on.
Oh, it's only on.
Change the temperature.
Oh, nice.
So a simple use case that, like just by voice, you can ask Maya to do certain things to control your house. So not only these things, she can also control locks, switch and things like that. So that's when you actually ask her to do something. She also proactively figured out what to do. So for example, if Matt left the apartment today already in the morning, and she goes around and recognizes Matt is not at home, nobody is really at home, so she automatically lock on the door, turn off all the lights, and to help you to save energy bills.
Now, when she's alone at home, is she charging? Is she still, or is she moving around?
So both. So Maya have a charging dock that when the battery is low, she moves back automatically to the dock to charge herself. So you don't really have to worry about charging her at all. You just need to make sure that nothing blocks the charging dock.
Okay. And does she move around to try to do things for you that you either said or that she thinks should be done? She has to go closer to a signal. Does she have to be how far away from like Nest does she have to be before she can control it?
So with Nest, I mean, if you live in New York, I mean, most of the apartments are pretty small, so she can control it from anywhere, even most of the connected devices. Right now, we're still working on the navigation part for her. So she moves, right now she moves, we pre-program her to move around every half an hour and things like that. But over time, we hope that she can learn and adapt to and learn about when she needs to move around. So for example, like during the day, we may not want her to move around a lot, or maybe at night, in an office environment, we may need her to move around a lot to watch the office.
Okay, great. And what do you have anything else you want to show us, prototype-wise, before we get into questions? Hello? I think we lost audio. You're watching Tech Times with Robotbase. All right. You might have to reconnect. I don't hear you. We have a couple of questions. Lee Rickler is asking a couple of questions. Robotbase will be right back. All the tech on the trailer is available in one way or the other, and how does this beat a good Google? And I think what Lee is asking is how does this beat asking, say, Google Glass, or I know now with Amazon Echo and asking Alexa for things. You have Siri, you have a lot of different, you have Cortana, a lot of different voice commands. He's back, hey.
Hello.
Welcome back. Yeah, it was a Hangout audio, but I hear you now.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I was just going over some of the questions, but yeah, before we do that, if you want to continue with the demo, I didn't know what else you had for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me show you a few other things. So a couple of use cases that we work on is something like help you out around the house with like finding recipes or help you home improvement projects, right? So for example, if you are cooking and your hands are busy, you can really reach your pocket and get a phone out, search and Google. That's like too many steps. So for now, you can just do something like Hey Maya, can you show me the chicken curry recipe, please?
Sure. First, mince and chop chicken into bite size. Cut ginger into thin strips and cut onions into cubes.
So step by step, she can walk you through a recipe of the chicken curry recipe or a home improvement project. So we find that this is a very similar use case, but it's actually really useful around the house.
Okay, cool. And so where exactly, you said the chicken, you weren't specific to which recipe. So if you're not specific, does she just choose a popular one or?
So for now, with the database that we build out, and again, we don't have a lot of recipe yet. We only have like a few hundreds. So right now, they are pretty unique recipes right now. Later on, when we have multiple recipe, then she's gonna ask the user which one they want.
Okay. And so you said database, but can she actually search the internet too, or is that a future?
We can, but I think the user experience with that is really bad. Like you don't really want to go like she can search the web for that, but when that pop-up is like it's like a web browser, and in that UX is really bad. We really want the UX to be just voice control.
Okay. Maybe it would work better with specific apps that actually have recipes loaded up. Maybe I'm not sure.
Yep. So if you look at Maya, we build in the product, but really what we're building is a platform, Matt. So we have open API that developer can build apps on top of Maya. So what we hope to do is to partner with a few recipe app developers.
That would be great.
Yep.
And what about video? So can she actually play video too, or is it just images right now?
She can totally play video. So like telepresence is a key feature that you can telepresent into her, and you can actually have voice video conference.
Okay, and can you actually watch movies or YouTube videos yet?
You can watch movie. I don't have that feature built out on this demo yet, but yes, that's possible. That's the simple part.
That's the easy part. Yeah, and I know I saw the demo. You have her reading stories to your children.
Let's see that. Actually, let's see that.
Okay.
So another feature is something like read a story to children, right? So I can ask Maya something like, "Hey Maya, can you read that princess story?"
And the princess followed the deer towards the enchanted.
So where are they getting the book from? The database and the voice?
Right. So same thing with the recipe. We are looking for content partner right now. So we were hoping to partner with a book publisher to get the content onto Maya.
That's great. And so eventually you'll be able to possibly purchase books or rent books or free books. Okay. That's great. And so and what about, you know, the actual demo show also showed Maya helping with fashion. So can you talk a little bit about how Maya would help with your fashion choices, your calendar choices, and maybe your entertaining / social gatherings?
Sure. So as for the facial recognition and object recognition, we have a live demo on our website right now. So if you guys go to robotbase.com, we have a section called AI platform. You click on that, it's going to show a few things that she can do, like facial recognition, object recognition, and things like that. So that's on the object recognition. About a social gathering, so Maya can also take photos. So say, for example, if Matt has a party this weekend, instead of take your phone, go around and take photos, you don't really enjoy the party. Now you can just ask Maya something like, for example, hey Maya, can you take a photo, please?
Ready?
Ready.
2,
And she's gonna.
3.
Cool. So you can actually set it to party mode, like where.
Right. So for party mode, we call it autonomous photographer. So instead of just asking her to take picture one by one, you can ask her to move around autonomously on her base and recognize smiling faces and take photos.
That's great. And could you actually? So eventually you'll be able to set it to take photos and video, possibly.
Yep. So record video and take photo. So that like recognize smiling faces, we have that demo up on our website too. So you guys can go to our website and check it out.
Okay, great. And what about, you know, picking out like what tie? You know, I think I saw that.
Right, so that's a little trickier. So the same thing with facial recognition, object recognition, and that's a feature that we hope to achieve, and we're working really hard on that. So the technique that we try to build around that is that to recognize things that usually go together, right? So for example, a blue tie usually go with a white shirt, for example, and we detect those common parents over time, and we just feed a bunch of data through Maya to recognize those common parents. So next time if Maya show up in front of us and say, hey, how do I look? And she recognizes, I'm sorry?
Oh, I was just laughing when you said, "Oh, hey, how do I look, Maya?"
Right, and she recognized, okay, this is a white shirt, and the common pattern, you see the white shirt, usually go with a blue tie, and she recommend that. So we're still working on that. The core AI on that, we use deep learning and convolutional neural network. And just a matter of training more data. So we're collecting more and more data around fashion. Like, what are the things usually go together, and train her through that.
Okay. And can you, like, for her, the way she appears, her avatar, what was because it looks a little cartoonish, a little Disney princess-like. What was the inspiration behind that, and how is there other colors? Can you make it a man? Like, what can you do with it?
So this is the reason that we build Maya this way, and this is like the fifth prototype iteration so far. The reason we make it with this interface because it's really easy to swap in and out and change to the face that you like. So we are working on a few other ones in the pilot right now. So for example, one of the popular requests, Matt, is to have the Alfred, as in the Batman movie face here, like kind of like
like a butler.
Yeah, so that's a popular one. And then we have a lot of requests on Jarvis, like in Iron Man face, it's inscribed in and out. Kids, we have a lot of requests for kids play because we have a few parents who back us on Kickstarter who want to buy the product for the kids. So ideally, down the road, you're going to be able to come in, the initial setup, you're going to pick the face that you like and the voice you like, and even name the product.
Wow, that sounds great. And so tell me a little bit about the difference between, say, what Maya can do and some of these other voice recognitions as far as, Siri and Cortana and Amazon Echo and things like that. What would be the advantage of what she can do eventually versus, say, like, okay, Google, tell me this, tell me the news, the weather?
Right. So I think as far as speech recognition, it's going to come down to very similar as far as taking the speech and turn to text. I think the core difference is for us, the two things. One is the natural language understanding. So after you capture the speech into text, how can you understand that text, right? I mean, that's two different things. So we spend a lot of time to optimize Maya to understand text around the house. So like Google and Siri are very generic, like about everything. We optimize Maya for just around the house. Things like turn on the light, turn off the light, change the temperature, and things like that. So we are very focused on those things. So the quality on that niche is a lot better. The second thing is that the form factor, right? So if you're talking about Siri, Siri is in your pocket. She doesn't see anything around her, right? She doesn't have Z-Wave and Zigbee and temperature sensor and things like that around the house. So it's very limited for Siri to be in your pocket, didn't see anything, didn't hear anything to do anything, right? Maya is in this form factor. She's tall, so she can see the world in the same way that we do. She can listen to the surrounding environment, so she can react to them a lot faster. So the hardware platform here make a big difference in terms of the application.
Okay, great. And thank you for that question, Lee Rickler. I think we lost. Did we lose your visual for a second? There we go. And then Lee is also asking about, will you need a lot of these all over the house, in the office, in your home, in your car? Like, how would you overcome? I'm not sure what he's saying. I guess he's saying that, like, if this is out there, that there's a lot of them, would they eventually interact with each other? Is that part of the plan?
Yeah, so robot, I guess the question is leaning toward robot-to-robot communication.
Right.
So we're working with a retailer right now on having Maya in the store as kind of like an assistant. Like, for example, you walk into an H&M, you can ask, hey, where can I find a winter jacket? And she can actually navigate and take you to the right product location, and even give you more product information. So one of the use cases we try to work on is having different robots on different floor to communicate with each other. So for example, you walk into the first floor, and you meet with Maya, and she, okay, Matt is on the second floor, and then as soon as Matt shows up on the second floor, another robot gonna take Matt to the right location.
Right.
So robot-to-robot communication is something that we plan to work on. It's going to be very basic, very simple at first, just a basic API call between them or a message call between them.
Okay, cool. I think I lost visual. I don't know if you have to drop out and drop back in. I don't see.
Right.
Yeah, I just see a black screen. Lovely.
Okay.
And then we'll wrap up soon. But it's been a great interview so far.
Okay. So
Just
you
do
want
that
me?
for me. Yeah, drop out and drop back in because I can't
Okay.
see you for some reason.
Okay.
But thank you for that. Thank you for answering the question. Thanks, Lee Rickler, for your questions. Joining us, Tech Times, Matt Rappaport. We're here with Robotbase.com with the personal assistant robot Maya. And Maya is very interesting to have around the house to help you with smart home automation, the Internet of Things. I think instead of having to control an app to have, whether it is Maya or another product, I think that makes sense to have her or it, should I say, in the house to control your Nest, your lights, your speakers, and just to have that preference. And Maya is
Hello?
back. Hi, welcome back. Yeah, for some reason,
Hello?
yeah, I hear you, but I don't see you.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
That's weird.
Maybe it's because you're using your phone. I'm not sure.
Can you see me now?
Let's see. You know what you can try doing? Try muting your video and then unmuting. See if that makes a difference.
Just mute it. Unmute it.
First world problems. Okay. Yeah, I don't see you. Do you see you and me?
I don't see you either. I just see the T Lounge logo.
That's weird. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me quickly open up the video. And so someone actually said they see this less as an everyday gimmick, but very useful for accomplice for someone older or lonely or disabled. And I agree. I think obviously for families this is great, but I think for somebody that really can't move around and do as much and isn't technologically savvy, that to have one of these in the house to be able to control, temperature and lights and habits. Is that like a big part? I'm guessing that's a big part of your market, part of your plan.
Yep. So we actually didn't think of those two use cases before the Kickstarter campaign. To be honest with you, we didn't even think about those at all.
Right.
And we actually got a bunch of orders from hospital in Dallas, and we thought, whoa, what's going on here? So we jumped on the phone with them actually yesterday with Edmund, that's his name, and he explained that he's got 10 locations. And he got patients sitting waiting in the waiting area all day, and he wants something to entertain them at first. And then as we talk to him more, say, okay, what about things that you can help me with, like booking an appointment or send reminder to my patient about the upcoming appointment, or even things like helping to take note in the meeting with the patient. So those are use cases that we're working with him right now. And then last week, we spoke to another backer who is a customer who lives in a senior home community. And that's really interesting because we get to learn about the needs from that group of users. So it's only those two use cases. They found us before we found them. Providing those key use cases for them.
So I think one of the good things that you're talking about, obviously this is more advanced, but if you're in a waiting room for a doctor or an emergency room, having one of these Mayas walking around or I guess rolling around, being able to sense the room, maybe show doctors and other staff what's going on, and maybe even prioritize if somebody seems to be very sick or very hurt, to be able to just see that and be able to know, all right, we need to prioritize and get them in sooner if there's a long wait, right? Something like that.
I think that's a really, really great idea. I think it's going to come down to if we can train her to recognize somebody is a little more sick than the other people. So as long as we can collect enough data, we can train her to recognize those.
Can you? Yeah. So I was wondering. So you can recognize. You're working on recognizing with the tie and all that, but recognizing, temperature, human temperature, or recognizing the colors. If you notice if there's a normal color, someone healthy, like the family all has a healthy color, and then you could, as you're looking, it's recognizing for pictures and stuff. It can also recognize, oh wait, that person's a little bit more pale, right? Or that person's a little bit green or red or.
Right. So I think on paper those sounds
right.
I just don't want to overpromise.
No, that's fine. I understand. Sure.
So I think if we can collect enough data and if the images are really different, like for someone who's pale is very different from someone healthy, then we can train her to recognize those. So on paper, that should work. But in practice, in practice, I see thousands of surprises come out in my life.
Sure.
That's something we can try.
No, that sounds great, and obviously I think healthcare is a big place for it, as well as in the office place. And you have some obviously education too. Has been a lot of interest in the education field for it.
Yep. So we have a teacher, a teacher from the UK who back us, and she wanted to talk to us after the campaign about education. We just have so much on our plate right now.
Right. No, I'm sure.
We couldn't have a phone call with her yet. But I certainly think education is key because even like my kid, I don't want her to be with the iPad all day long. Like looking at the iPad all day long, it's just not right.
Right.
But for her to interact with a robot, somebody 4 foot tall that actually communicate to a person and begin to interact back and forth with her, I'd rather prefer that than her sticking her eyes to the iPad.
Right. No, and I think it's great also to remind to keep kids on schedules and be able to say, or people, personal trainer, and maybe even be, not just an assistant, but trainer, and making sure you're eating, or making sure you're hydrated, or making sure you have your medication. So there's many different uses for it, and I think like you said, it's open. It's going to be open for developers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So the API is open, and the good thing about our API is that not only you have access to the robot hardware, we actually provide the AI layer too. So things like facial recognition, you don't have to review that. Our API will take care of that. Object recognition, our API will take care of that. So as a developer, you have a lot more powerful tool now to build your apps. So for example, one of our back to the Git use case suggests to work on a security, a safety feature. So for example, if we can recognize there's an outlet right there and 18-month kids right in the same frame or in the vision of the robot, then we should send a notification because we don't want the kid to get close to the outlet.
Right.
Things like that. So, and that could be built with our API easily. You just need to call the API to recognize if there's an outlet and if there's a baby in the frame. And then if that's the case, then send a notification. And that could be done within like 100 lines of code.
Wow. And so what are some of the unusual things that people either request or that you're working on? And also, what about people that do say, oh, it's AI, and they're afraid of AI a little bit, or there's a creepiness factor to it? It seems very normal and very helpful, but there are some people that have those concerns. They even have those concerns about a self-driving car. So
right. So I'll probably not a qualified person to make those huge statements, right?
That's fine. Yeah. No, I understand.
A very small company is in New York, and we try to build something really helpful. So I don't want to make any bold or big statement. We're not in that position yet. But our naive way looking at that is that we believe that the benefits going to outweigh the risk that we're looking at here, right? So that's what could come to us maybe in 500 years or 1,000 years.
Right.
But for now, I really think the benefits going to outweigh us. Even things like basic things like Matt has a party this weekend. He can just enjoy the party with his friends, and then the robot taking all the photos, right? He doesn't have to bother with the phone taking in and out anymore. That's basic, thing, but it's helpful. Things like safety, for example, watch your kid and don't let your kid get close to the outlet, right?
Yeah, that's great.
That's super helpful, right?
How does it interact with pets? Does it interact with pets at all? Is that what have you tested?
Got to that part, yeah.
Okay, you haven't got it there yet. Okay, just asking. No, I think it's very great. I think the idea that I like to at an event take a lot of pictures and stuff and really capture. And obviously, some people like to be photographers, so you're never going to stop that. But I think the idea that people capture that moment that maybe they didn't think of, they want to take a break. So, and then you said it plays music. So what kind of, does it stream from a cloud, and what kind of quality are the speakers?
Right. So play music. We right now we play through our internal speaker. It's not a Sonos, but it's pretty good quality. Actually, we have integration with Sonos too, so you can actually play it with your Sonos, the external Sonos. About API, we still looking for a good API port on music. So that's something that I cannot share much yet because
okay, no problem. And what about the game?
That's
Yeah, I'm just going from topic to topic, putting you on the spot, and also gaming. So as far as like it having games or it being able to participate in a game with you,
yep.
is that part of the plan?
Game is huge. Game's gonna be huge. Game's gonna be huge. So a prototype we're building right now is not done yet. Is to actually have Maya playing Sphero. So are you familiar with Sphero, the little ball that moving around?
Not really, but sounds cool.
Okay, so it's like a little ball that you can control with your with your iPhone. You to drive the ball around and get through gaps and holes and things like that. So we actually work on a prototype that have Maya play Sphero, because she can recognize the ball and things like that and track the ball. She can compete with you side by side to play the game, right? So I think it's changed how we play video games. Instead of you playing in front of a screen, right? Now you have somebody that play the game with you at the same time.
And yeah, and I'm sure chess and checkers and things like that are things to come.
Yeah, that's right. So like we have like the rock season paper prototype view out. That's the easy case. You can get like rock season paper with her now.
Mm. Awesome. And so what? I know you have the Kickstarter campaign going. Maybe tell a little bit about how people can get one and what your any kind of plans for what it might cost in the future, if you can talk about that.
Sure. So it's $9.95 now on our Kickstarter campaign, and you can order it now. We have 12 days left of the campaign. We have 3 editions. We have a consumer edition. We have the developer edition, which is going to give you early access to SDK, and we also have the research edition, which is installed with the robotic OS, robot operating system OS ROS. So you can get one of those 3 for $9.95. As far as retail, it's going to be in a few stores by the end of the year. And as far as retail, we don't know yet, but very likely anywhere between $1,500 to $2,000.
That sounds great. And what else can you tell us about any other features we haven't covered that it does, or that you're working on that we haven't covered? I don't know. I mean, it's a great product, and I think it's very cool. Do you think it'll interact with eventually all the devices in the house? Like, does it turn televisions on?
So television is a bit different because television is not yet today. But as for a common connected locks, light bulbs, switches, I mean, we talk to all of them through Z-Wave and Zigbee. Most of the connected devices on the market today either come with Zigbee or Z-Wave or Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, and we have all of those.
What about a security system? Do you think that's on the cards too?
If they run on Z-Wave and Zigbee or Wi-Fi, they have open API. We certainly can partner with them.
Okay, that's great because there was a lot at CES and a lot out there for the smart home, for controlling your smart home out there. So I think that a lot of people are moving that way. So it'll be interesting to see all the different devices and robots, and I think it's a great and so where would you Maya, like, you have Maya in your house, where does Maya stay when you're sleeping, and does Maya move around based on commands or based on an algorithm?
Well, for now, she mostly hang out around my desk area.
Okay.
Work with her, so that's where she is, and the charging dock is here.
Okay, cool. And does Maya, and there are other certain tasks that Maya can help you with, like keep track of your calendar?
So right now with the prototype I have right here, this is the very first one.
Yeah, I know. I'm going hard on you. Sorry.
No, it's okay. So we have a couple of workarounds to keep this prototype, and it's a development prototype. So mostly we use to test the new code that we built. So like for Maya specifically, she's not a fully functioning unit around the house yet, because we use her for development. Okay. So most times she just sit here on my desk and we push new code to her to test it out.
Great. Well, I appreciate your time. I appreciate meeting Maya and meeting you. And you're in New York. We're in New York. We're a startup too, and it's great to connect with you. And I hopefully maybe when Maya is a little bit more advanced, we'll come down to your office and
absolutely.
We'll chat with Maya ourselves and ask her to do maybe play a game with us. That would be fun. That would be awesome. And again, Robotbase, we could follow you on Twitter or robot at Robot Maya, right, on Twitter.
Yep.
At Facebook, you have a Kickstarter page.
Yep, we have a
And,
page.
and where else? Where else can people find you on the web?
Actually, if you guys just go to our homepage, robotbase.com, we'll have a link to our Kickstarter. We have a ton of demo on our website. That's probably the easiest place to start with.
Great, and definitely go there, robotbase.com. Check out the demo. And again, remember, Maya is. You'll be able to eventually change Maya to other creations, and maybe it'll be Jarvis, maybe it'll be I don't know some of these other popular ones. Superheroes, probably, right? Alfred. But thank you for your time. Thank you, Robot Base. Thanks for everyone out there watching, and we look forward to the next hangout here at Tech Times. Matt Rappaport. I'm going to go chat more with Maya. See you, everybody. Thank you.